Studio microphone, understanding the anxious, preoccupied attachment style. Today, we're diving into something many of us can relate to on a personal level, understanding the anxious, preoccupied attachment style. If you've ever felt anxious in relationships, constantly needing reassurance or fearing abandonment, this might resonate with you deeply. We'll talk about 5 important steps that can guide you toward becoming more securely attached, by healing from the root and reshaping how you connect with others. Right arrow, ever caught yourself overthinking a text that didn't come fast enough? Stick around because we're going to unpack why that happens. Studio microphone, what is anxious preoccupied attachment? Let's start by breaking it down. Anxious preoccupied attachment is one of the insecure attachment patterns that usually forms when someone experiences emotional inconsistency while growing up. Maybe you had a parent who was emotionally present one day but distant the next. Or maybe both parents cared, but work kept them away physically or emotionally. This inconsistency, whether intentional or not, often leaves a child feeling emotionally abandoned. And for a child, emotional closeness isn't just about feeling loved. It feels like a matter of survival. That fear of being left behind wires our nervous system to equate safety with constant reassurance and approval. Right arrow, ever felt like your emotions are bigger than the moment? Let's keep going to understand why. Studio microphone, attachment patterns in adulthood. Fast forward to adulthood, and that same wiring shows up in our romantic lives. Our partners become our emotional anchors. So, when someone pulls away even just a little, it can trigger a deep sense of fear, like reliving childhood emotional wounds. This often looks like intense reactions, clinginess, or needing constant reassurance. It's not just about being in love, it's about feeling safe. People with this attachment style may push for commitment early or become overwhelmed when they sense distance, even if it's small. Deep down, they're trying to protect themselves from the emotional pain they once knew all too well. Right arrow, have you ever felt like you're too much in love? Or too emotional? Don't worry, we're getting to the healing part next. Studio microphone, step 1. Build security from the inside out, individuation. The first key step is building emotional security from within. This is known as individuation. It's about discovering who you are outside of your relationships. Ask yourself, what do I want from life? From my work? From my body, my beliefs, and my values? Think of it like planting roots in every area of your life. Your career, finances, health, spirituality, and relationships. When you start to define those parts on your own terms, you build a stronger, more grounded version of yourself. You stop needing constant outside validation because you're already whole. Right arrow, what part of your life do you feel most connected to? Or maybe least connected to? Let that guide your reflection today. Studio microphone, step 2. Know and meet your own needs. Next up, learning to recognize your needs and meet them yourself. So many of us never had the space to explore what we truly need, especially in relationships. But knowing your emotional needs is like having a map. It guides how you show up for yourself. If you crave encouragement or emotional closeness, try offering that to yourself first. Relying solely on others for emotional fulfillment can lead to anxiety and fear when they're unavailable. But when you learn to meet your own needs, that fear starts to dissolve. Right arrow, when was the last time you asked yourself what you needed, not what others expected? Think on that as we move forward. Step 3. Regulate your nervous system. This one's big. When you're wired anxiously, your body tends to panic at any sign of disconnection. That's your nervous system reacting, often automatically. But here's the good news. You can retrain it. Simple practices like deep breathing, grounding yourself with your senses, or meditation can bring your body back to a calm, stable state. Over time, you'll notice that emotional triggers start to lose their grip. You become more present, more in control, and far less reactive. What helps you feel calm when things feel uncertain? Let's explore more ways to stay grounded together. Step 4. Challenge the stories in your mind. Now let's talk about your thoughts. When something feels off, your brain might instantly jump to worst-case scenarios. They don't love me, they're going to leave, or I did something wrong. These aren't facts, they're fear-based stories. Start by noticing those thoughts with compassion. You don't have to believe everything your mind says. Ask yourself gently, is this true? Or is this fear talking? That shift can be life-changing. Ever caught yourself spiraling into assumptions? Let's learn how to pause and question them with kindness. Step 5. Create secure, intentional relationships. And finally, after doing all this beautiful inner work, it's time to build relationships that reflect your growth. This means setting boundaries, being open in communication, and choosing partners who are emotionally consistent and available. But here's the key: you're no longer looking for someone to complete you. You're bringing a secure, steady version of yourself to the table. You're choosing love out of abundance, not out of fear. What would a truly secure connection look like for you? Let's paint that picture together. Final thoughts. Healing from an anxious, preoccupied attachment style is a journey, and it's not always easy. But the more you invest in understanding yourself, regulating your emotions, and practicing healthy habits, the more you shift into secure, lasting connection. Not just with others, but with yourself. You're not trying to become someone new. You're coming home to who you've always been underneath the fear, and that's something truly worth working toward. Right arrow, feeling inspired to keep going? Stay tuned, we'll keep walking this path together, one step at a time.